Hey, this is Warren Redlick. Big news in Cybertruck world, Tesla Cybertruck world. Thanks to Chili Al 100, he did some drone videos from Fremont and exposed the testing of a apparently new prototype Cybertruck. Really cool stuff. We're going to talk more about this in this video. Some highlights of what this video shows, what we can see about where Cybertruck may be going, and this may not really be it. Fascinating stuff. I'm going to get some close-ups on the new Cybertruck. We're going to hear what Elon Musk says about the new Cybertruck. All kinds of great stuff. Are you ready? Let's go. And here's just another quick shot here of Cybertruck, a little bit closer up, a little bit better view. Just Cybertruck Prototype going around a curve, nothing special, but let's get closer. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. You can see it here a little bit more, a little bit closer. As it's approaching, you get a sense of how big it is in the traffic lane. You get a little bit of a sense here of the size. One of the things that we're going to notice again and again is the bed seems smaller than the earlier version of Cybertruck. In this clip, you see Cybertruck turning into a parking area, and you get a pretty good view of the front of the Cybertruck. If you remember the old version of Cybertruck, there was like a light bar across. Now it appears that there are headlights separated by some space. And again, you get this nice shot of Cybertruck coming in. You get a sense of its size compared to other Teslas. You can see that bed looks shorter. It looks like a shorter bed than what we saw before. For me, the most interesting thing about what we're seeing with the Cybertruck clips are the views of the bed. You get a closer in view of what the bed looks like in this shot. I'm going to show you some other shots. I think the bed is shorter. I think the bed was 6.5 feet before. I think they may have reduced it to 5.5 feet, which matches what the Ford F-150 they were comparing it to was. And I have a theory that they're going to be able to open up the space between the bed and the back of the vehicle, lower the seats, and you'll be able to get 8-foot-long objects in easily if that's what they're doing, kind of like the Chevy Avalanche. Some more shots of that bed here. We're going to get closer in. We're going to see this. I got a couple more angles coming up beyond this one, but you can just see you're getting a look inside the bed. What's going on here? How big is this? How useful is this going to be? What effect is this going to have? I'm going to talk about it all a little later. Now, this is one of the best shots you're going to see because there's something inside the bed, something fluffing around, and you can see there's a little bit of space forward of the bottom of the roof. So it's not as short as it looks initially. There's some room in there, but it just gives you some idea of how much space there is inside the bed. Let's just take one more quick look at this. This is the last angle I have of the bed. I got in really close here, and you can see that's the space inside the bed, something blowing around in it. There's room in there, but that does not look like 6.5 feet to me. There's some loss of bed length there, but there's still a lot. Here's a nice angle, a little bit closer view. Cybertruck coming around the curve. I think it's going to pull up next to a Model 3, and you get a sense of the size of it as it drives by. You know, it's not taking up the full lane. It's moving. You get a good view of it. Nothing particularly special in this angle, but really cool to see Cybertruck's development. Look close in this camera angle at the windshield. You can see a couple guys inside the car. Kind of cool. Couple angles on Cybertruck's roof on this prototype. If you look at it, I swear something is different about this roof. I wonder if that is solar. Is that a solar roof? Take a good look at it. Look at the reflection. There's something special about that panel. To me, I wonder, is that solar? That looks like that might be solar. Not something that would be useful for generating enough electricity for the vehicle to move, but for camping. And just another look at that roof. Is that solar? Let's take another look at Cybertruck. You get a good close-up view here of the front of the vehicle. Look at how the headlights look significantly different from the past. Just the shape, the overall layout. This vehicle's going to stand out, that iconic look. It's a little different than before, still spectacular. Now we're going to get a view of the top of the vehicle from this shot. It's going to be really special. Let's take a look at this. It stands out. You just saw the Model 3 pass by. It's longer. You get a look in the bed. You get a look at that roof. You see the people inside a little bit moving around. Just the way that vehicle looks, really striking, but it's a great top view. You can see inside the bed so clearly here. What is going on with that roof? What is going on? There's just something cool here. So this is the final clip that I'm going to use from Cybertruck's appearance in this video. Great stuff. Really excited to see this vehicle. Tires look less aggressive, less off-road, more road-like vehicles. Parking in the tent, let's talk about it. So let's talk about Cybertruck. First of all, thanks again to Chili Al 100 for his drone footage. So we get to see a prototype Cybertruck being tested. Great stuff to see. Elon replied on Twitter about it, calling it CGI in real life. Said Cybertruck, you can have any color you want so long as it's nothing, because of course Cybertruck is just stainless steel. There's no paint shop. That saves a lot of money on production of the vehicle, saves time in production of the vehicle, saves hassles. You don't have to worry about your paint job on your vehicle. If it gets scratched, it doesn't scratch the paint because there's no paint. The best paint is no paint. Jack Farrington raised the concern about the side mirrors and the windshield wiper. Elon said that manufacturers have to ship cars with side mirrors, but owners are allowed to modify them. Elon, he's hinted this before, people will be able to remove the mirrors from their cars. You don't need the mirrors. The cameras will show you the rear view. There'll probably be a display there so that you can look at it. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but you're not actually going to need the mirrors. Taking the mirrors off will make the vehicle more aerodynamic. It will also make the vehicle narrower, so it'll be easier to get through certain tight spaces. Great stuff. There's this whole issue with the windshield wipers. Some people think the windshield wiper looks too large. Elon just says they're working on it. What you're seeing is not the production wiper. You're going to see that in a second, and they're working on it, and they're trying different things. Here you can see Elon saying that's not the production wiper. You can see the wiper right here along the windshield. That is not what the production wiper is going to look like. What will the production wiper look like? It sounds like they're not even sure what they're going to do with the wiper yet. Somebody asked Elon if they were going to do lasers. He said lasers can do anything, but I'm pretty sure they're not using lasers for the windshield wiper. And just generally, when this came up, Elon said there will be some tweaks before production. So what we saw here is not the final version of Cybertruck. There's still a lot of work to be done to figure it out. So let's talk a little bit more. So it's my view, number one, that when you look at this, if they shrank the bed by about a foot, which is my guess, and there's other people who say they shrank the front trunk by a little bit, they may have gotten a 231 to 232 inch vehicle down to maybe 220 inches or shorter. Making the vehicle shorter makes it fit into a garage better, which is one of Elon's stated goals. If you take the side mirrors off, then it's going to fit in a garage better, which is one of Elon's stated goals. I think they can do that bed if they shrink the bed to 5.5 feet from 6.5 feet, but then they allow the interior wall to open up so that you can move stuff into the rear seats. You fold down the rear seats, you can put an 8-foot object through into the bed and you'll still be able to be useful. Is it perfect? Is it an ideal pickup truck bed that's 6.5 feet long, wide open? No, there's some compromise on the bed if that's what they're going to do. It's way better than the Rivian R1T bed. It's probably going to be more useful than the Ford F-150 bed. So it's still very useful, but maybe not quite as useful as a bed as before. At the same time, we know Elon has said they're going with a quad motor Cybertruck for starting out. So it's going to be even more powerful, even more aggressive, and shrinking the length and taking the mirrors off. The mirrors are a small amount of weight, but shrinking the length, taking the mirrors off, doing other things. If you reduce the weight, it makes it an even more high-performance vehicle. So the original goal of doing a 2.9 second 0 to 60 with a tri-motor, now you're going to a quad motor with less weight. This may be smoking a 2.5 second 0 to 60. We'll see what this is going to do. It's going to be crazy. I think in the quarter mile at high speeds, the aerodynamic issues are going to be a bigger problem. So it's probably not going to do 150 mile an hour quarter mile, but it's going to be pretty amazing. Very excited to see this. I have said before that I think Cybertruck will weigh less than 5,000 pounds. If they're able to chop off a foot of length, that's less steel. There's less steel in the chassis. There's less steel on the box, in the exoskeleton. Less weight means it's quicker. Less weight means it's more efficient. So these are all great things. We're seeing a lot of promising signs for Cybertruck. I couldn't tell from this video whether they changed the wheelbase. Did they bring the front and rear wheels closer together, which might make less room for batteries? I think it's the same wheelbase it was before. If it's shorter and has the same wheelbase, then the attack and departure angles for off-roading are going to be even better than they were before. This is just, it's fun stuff. It's fun to talk about Cybertruck. It's fun to see the changes. It's fun to see all the cool things they're doing. Elon has said this thing's going to be loaded with new technology. Very excited. It's going to have new cameras. It's going to have the new FSD chip coming. I am one of the first orders. I ordered in the first hour. I think I'm order number 10,000 roughly. So I'm hoping to get my Cybertruck end of 2022, probably early 2023. Very excited to see this thing come alive. This is going to be iconic. This is going to be a massive halo vehicle for Tesla. This is a radical change for electric vehicles to stand out and really become the sign of that's where we're going. We all know it. If we're in the Tesla community, we all get it, but people outside maybe don't see it. And when this thing hits the road, it's going to be a love-hate thing. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it, but everybody's going to see it. This thing's going to stand out like crazy. If you don't want to stand out in a crowd, don't get a Cybertruck. As you've probably figured out, I don't mind standing out in a crowd, so it's not going to be a problem for me. Can't wait to see this thing. Can't wait to have this thing at my house. Can't wait to drive it. Can't wait to use it. Get out to where I'm going to build my cyber cabin with it. Really excited. Looking forward to this. If you're excited about Cybertruck, please share this video with others. Please like the video, of course. Thanks to the Vasa Law Firm in Sweden, all my Patreon supporters for helping this channel grow. Check out my Cybertruck videos. Thank you to my local supporters on the Daily Lie, warrenredlick.locals.com. Please check out that channel and support it. No censorship on locals like we have here on YouTube. Check out the t-shirts at elonbits.com. This is Latin for critical thinking. There's also a new Cybertruck t-shirt at elonbits.com selling like hotcakes. And thank you so much for watching.